Howdy, Banger Pals. Blaine Smith welcoming you to another Metal Monthly, Banger's monthly look at what's coming out in metal releases. As always, I have scoured the underground and found you the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 best underground metal records coming out this month, as every month. And I also have a little calendar with some of the some of the big noteworthy releases coming out in August. You know, when everybody releases their records. August. So, August 7th, you got Cancer Bats releasing Give Me Dirt on Marshall, and Halder, hey, there's a big metal one, releasing Verbolgen on 20 Buck Spin. August 14th, you got a buddy from Hamilton releasing Dead Tired, Hornets of Fall, New Damage. There's nothing else. August 21st, you've got The Night Eternal, Cold Velvet, Metal Blade, Metal Monthly Alumni. There's nothing else. August 28th, all right. Everybody's awake now. We can start back to school. Album of the year releasing. Exhumer, Death Mask Messiah, Metal Blade, Camelot, Dark Asylum, Napalm, Mastodon, Marrow Deep, Laura Vista, and Russian Circles 9, Sargent House. There you go. They turned on the faucet. But as always, the faucet never turns off at Metal Monthly. Our utilities bills are through the roof, and I have 5 records for you. Starting off with the thing I'm most excited about. Sev Lezu, Blood Conscript, Ordovician Records? I don't know, man. What are these people doing to me? August 28th. Now I'm delivering you some hot off the presses, not even on Metallum yet, black metal from, I guess, American East Coast, because we've got like a Philly, New York connection. The cover's by Tara Atifi, and of course I'm going to feature this with our queen, Melissa Moore of Sonia, once again making black metal. Let's go. And that's what this is. There's no gimmick or hook getting in here besides we made a really great black metal record. If that's your thing, grab a copy. Well, I guess Sarah Stroud is a drumming vocalist, which is a bit of a weird thing if you're keeping a list of those. They are rare, so drumming vocalist perverts get hyped. This is a real kicking down the door before knocking release, because for a debut, not just a debut record, like a debut anything, no EP, no demo beforehand, just, hey, here's a single off the record, and here's the record. And by the way, on the record, we kind of show off that we can just do whatever black metal style you want that's good. We start where you'd expect with some classic Norwegian sounding black metal. Then there's some of that more aggro in your face, like stuff that I'm less likely to bring you over the washed out sound. But their take hits the best of both worlds because the vocals are mixed, nice and in the track, like on the rest of the record, which is that big gripe I have with that style. The vocals are so forward usually when the guy's pissed off. And look, I don't want a stinky Norwegian black metal vocalist in my face. I've been to a Watain show. It doesn't smell good. And thankfully this is mixed appropriately, and she's singing from the drums, so she's not gonna be able to get in my face either. So no notes, give me more. Please play Toronto. That's my only ask. Up next, we've got 9th Round, Damnation's Veil, Transcending Obscurity Records, August 28th. Guys are Maryland crossover thrash. We've got What a phenomenal cover by Wormwalk. What the hell? And good news, it's on Transcending Obscurity. You know what that means. Do you like that cover? Well, you can have it on literally any piece of merch you could possibly imagine. Get that night on some sweatpants, shirt, coffee mug, tote, vest, whatever. Transcending Obscurity web store. That one is definitely worth buying. So, you might remember Ninth Realm from November 2022's Metal Monthly, or you might not, because that's a big memory ask, almost 4 years, and also, you know, there was some stuff going on at the time. But they've pulled the perfect 1-2 to guarantee a returning spot in Metal Monthly, release a record that I think is a strong improvement over the last, and do it in August. What are there 2 great thrash records coming out in August that I have to decide between? Be a serious person. But of course, the reason I've got no problem with them coming back in twice is they are doing something special. Crossover thrash is already a bit of a less common genre, but Ninth Realm mixing a bunch of death metal to it, taking what is frequently a fun genre and bringing in some of the darker side of metal's intensity. And they're doing so with fantasy themes as opposed to pizza and skateboards, putting them in a pretty small group of like bands. So I can include them a bunch without getting, oh, Jesus Christ, another Metal Monthly with another dark fantasy death and crossover thrash band. Color me shocked, YouTube comment typed it. Though now that I've said that, yeah, go ahead, type it out, have fun. I'll laugh at it, go nuts. Now we got Street Tombs Existence is Corruption on Carbonized Records, August 21st. Hey, look at that, another different date. These guys are New Mexico death metal. The album artwork is by Shane Donaldson, and one of the things I love about doing this job for so long is the subtle communication of details. The more you know and the more bands you're familiar with, being like, hey, there's this band Street Tombs, and that would make me go, Street Tombs? That's kind of a funny name, I like it. What are they, some kind of death metal band with a bit of punk thrown in there? Yes, absolutely, that's exactly what they are. What they're giving you is fun and fast death metal. The drums are playing rhythms more from the punk side of things at a faster and heavier pace, and they're not trying to dazzle with technical wizardry. They play tight, but they're just not showy. The goal here is to get you moving to the core of death metal, not the core of death metal, as a genre without any fluff. It's death metal for the streets. For the street tombs, baby. Makes perfect sense. Now we've got Deceptor, Reign of Terror, Dying Victims Productions, also August 21st. You guys are North Carolina thrash. Yeah, we'll talk about that. The cover art by Hydrus has like that amazing like lost gem quality to it that is like, I don't know how you make something that looks that old and that amazing. It's wizardry. So yes, there are actually 2 good thrash records coming out in August. What are the odds? But hey, seeing an American thrash band on Dying Victims, that's a bit of a rarity and a real sign you're gonna hear something good. And as I'm sure you could guess by, again, the cover, despite being American, this does have a very German thrash feel to it. But it's got an even gnarlier vibe to it than you'd expect out of the most gnarly Teutonic thrash. There's almost like a grindcore element to things that makes it harsh and abrasive in a way that's very appealing to fans and potentially isolating to non-fans. Guitar craziness, intense drumming, these are things that I love about the record that might have been a bit too much for me when I was newer to the genre. Because we can gatekeep a little bit. Just a little. Like, not a lot, but there's a gate for a reason. Someone should man it. Like, don't make anyone feel uncomfortable for not knowing as much about metal. Just make music that makes some people feel uncomfortable. Bingo bango, problem solved. No one seems targeted. We get to keep our little world nice and insular. It's in the darkness. It's great. And then closing things out with our palette cleanse. We'll get to that. Rapid, Enter the Realm of Fire, Dying Victims Productions as well. Also August 21st. Biggest surprise of the month was I didn't really find any new straight heavy metal bands for you. It's the most dependable genre. Part of the reason I have the palette cleanse is it's always there for me. So instead I have technically, I guess, black and speed metal, but the vocalist does go, oh, so that's basically heavy metal, right? There's also a fun, not taking it too serious vibe to the record as well. That is what I depend on heavy metal for in these slots. Like, if a record has a song called Necromantic Warriors with some banging on stuff battle chants in it, does it not fill your heavy metal hole? This was a bit of a slow burner for me because when I read black and speed metal in the genre, that's what I was expecting. But once I started to consider what was going to go in the heavy metal spot, I realized this wacky thing rules. This isn't a black and speed metal. Forget it. I'm just calling this a heavy metal record now. These guys' metal parents were out of town, so they made a metal record where they just do whatever they want regardless of genre. They really Ferris Bueller Day to black and heavy speed record. Nothing will quite get me into something like it's sounding like everyone involved is having fun doing it. It's not hard. So there you go. 5 records, a palette cleansed, a palette maybe not necessarily cleansed, but still 5 great records, and that's at the end of the day all I really care about. And I found all these great records in August. What the hell's and I got 2 thrash records. I'm killing it this month. Nobody can bring me down, baby.